Hello idlers, this is your Colonel speaking, and ladies and gents, we have new events, so we're gonna check those out tonight. And first we're gonna go to our bag, our mail here, so a mailbox. So we get super wishing coins times 1 every day for our login reward, which means it is the wishing fountain event. So let's go check that. Let's go check that out here in the events. So first of all, we're going to talk about the seaside town here, and we ended up with 24.39 of the chocolate shakes, and of course, yes, we could get a flame strike, but we're not going to because flame strike's basically just a food hero for me, and it's not really worth spending everything on her. So we're probably gonna buy, should we buy orbs or should we buy heroic scrolls? I don't know. Orbs are easier to come by for me. It seems like I can always get 80 orbs for the Prophet Orb event. I'm already at 57, but it seems like scrolls are a little harder to come by. Because I only have 114 saved up so far for the next heroic summoning, which is probably like next week or something. So I'm tempted to get scrolls, to be honest. I'm all done with tavern quests, so I'm not going to get any more orbs for the foreseeable future. Maybe we will get orbs. I don't know. We can decide that later. But anyway, value packages this week are wishing coins, super wishing coins, and gems. And of course, for the low price of $99.99, you can get a copy of Amen-Ra. But yeah, I say that facetiously, $99.99. I won't be purchasing her, of course, but if that's your thing, there you go. And now we move on to the Wishing Fountain event, which, so you can pick up some orbs here for the Prophet Orb event. For a full completion, you can get 2, 4, 6, 8 orbs here, and of course you're going to get super wishing coins as well along the way. And then for the grand prize, you're going to get a flame strike copy and 5 glorious relics. So I guess if you're going for flame strike, you can get a copy in the seaside town as well as the wishing fountain event this time around. So if you're building flame strike, that's great for you. I'm not going to be building her currently, but anyway, that is pretty much the wishing fountain event. Of course, you can complete it 4 times, and if you have enough wishing coins. And I currently am a little short on wishing coins. I have 119, and you need 240 as long as you have the 10 spins for 8 coins unlocked, which I believe is I don't know. That might unlock for free now. I don't recall, but I remember originally it was you had to be VIP 3 to unlock that. So anyway, so 240 wishing coins. So I am short 120. I'm only halfway there, so we'll see if I'm gonna complete this event. I might not, because I don't know, flame strike, Anyway, going back to the events here, then we have the shelter mission here. So you can get some pretty decent heroes actually. So for the fortress faction, you're going to get a copy of Shia, which is good. I need one in order to E5 my Shia, and so that's nice for me. And you need, basically, you just plug in 4 assassin heroes here, assassin 4 stars from Fortress. As you can see, I have 3 so far, and I need 1 more, and then a 5-star hero as well, in order to get my Shia copy. As you can see, I already have a Shia copy there, which will help me 4-star my Shia, enable 4 my Shia, but I need this copy in order to E5 her, so that'll be nice. She's a good hero. She's not as good as she once was, but apparently the rumor is they're going to rework her somewhat, so maybe she'll still be powerful. I don't know. But for now, she's a pretty decent nuke. She's kind of an underpowered nuke, and basically the new hero Penny does just about the same thing Shia does, but better. So yeah, she does need a bit of a reworking. And then for the shadow hero, you can get Jorah here, which is nice. So you need what do you need here? You need 4 shadow mages, and there's only 1 shadow mage, so this is going to be a little more difficult to complete. Of course, I guess there's only one fortress assassin as well, isn't there? I think Roy is the only 4-star fortress assassin. So both of these are a little bit harder to do, but Shia and Jorah are both pretty decent heroes as well, so that's probably why their mission is going to be a little more difficult to complete. So then for the forest faction, you got Rosa here, and for Rosa you just need 4 4-star priests, and that can be the tree guy here. It can be what's her face, the fairy chick, Thale. So and there's also the lizard guy. I forget his name. So there are 3 different heroes for that faction, for Forest. So this one's pretty easy to complete, and I'm just going to go ahead and get this one out of the way right now. So let's see. Shall we? Well, no, we're not going to do that just yet. But of course, with each of these heroes, you also get a half set of 4-star gear. So if you do the entire event, you're going to get 2 full sets of the 4-star gear with each of these, So that's pretty nice. And then of course for the Abyss hero, you're going to get Berea here, and he needs Abyss 4-star warriors here. So and there are 3 Abyss 4-star warriors, so it shouldn't be too hard to get a hold of those in order to get Berea. And then as usual, you also have light and dark heroes here, and this time around it's Sleepless and Gurky, and neither one of those are really great heroes, but they are elite heroes for their respective factions, but they're not really the best of the elite. They're not the elite of the elite, if you know what I'm saying. So generally, these really aren't worth it, because you have to spend an extra 2,000 gems, as well as trading in 2 dark or light 5 stars. So you're basically trading 2 dark 5 stars or 2 light 5 stars for a single 5 star, which really, it's not that great. Unless you are building a Gurky or a Sleepless, then maybe this might be worth it for you, but really neither of those units are really worth building, in my opinion, right now. There are better light and dark units to be building, so this is just really expensive. 2,000 gems plus 2 5-star heroes. It's a lot, really, to spend here. So I generally don't buy the light or the dark hero. And that is your shelter mission. And if you need to, generally what I do for the shelter mission is I go to my bag here and I look at basically these. I save up these 4-star shards here. The faction specific 4-star shards here, and that's where I go first. If I'm fishing for the proper 4-star shards, I go there first, and then if I can't get him there, then I just go to my general shards here and try there. And I generally save these up specifically for the shelter mission. I generally don't use those if I don't have to during other times. So anyway, that's how you're going to get your 4 stars to complete your shelter missions. And that's that. And then, of course, we got the Grey Dwarves Blessing again, which is really weird because it seems like they just ended that. You know what I mean? Or rather, it seems like we just barely had it. Like, not last week, but the week before it was going. So it's back again for 2 weeks, and basically, how that works. You can trade 4-star for 5-star gear, 5-star for 6-star gear, and 6-star for class-specific gear here. And of course, you do need to put in a few extra gems as well, and some gold, in order to do that. But it's generally worth it to do the 5 to 6-star transformation, I guess, as well as the 6-star to class-specific. If you're looking for class-specific gear, that's definitely worth it. Both of those are. I generally don't do the 4-star to 5-star transformation, just because you can do that in your blacksmith shop pretty easily. Anyway, we also have the Rise of Koi for some reason that goes for another week. Oh, I see. So if you have any Koi left over from last time around, you can trade those in for scrolls or orbs or wishing coins. So that's kind of nice. I might do wishing coins, might do scrolls, we'll see. And of course, as always, you can just sell your koi from your bag here for gold if you want, if you don't want to trade them in for items. So there you go. Anyway, what else was I going to say? Let's see. Basically, I've been experimenting a little bit with the E5 enables, I guess, these two, and this is actually, the unbending wheel here is actually rather useful. I'm finding it more and more useful. Basically, first of all, if you're fighting a boss, hey Mirens, come on in. If you're fighting a boss, and it's basically killing your team before before you get to wave 15. Then so right now I'm fighting these these three Dasmojas here, and so they do kill my team before round 15. Well, usually before round 5 actually. And so if you're finding that that's the case, then this is a really nice enable to have enabled, because it gives you an extra round of damage to get in there. So as you can see, my little shield went up there, and let's try that again here. And so yeah, so that's a nice enable. Basically, if they're going to kill your team off early, then it's nice to have that enabled, because it gives your E5 unit an extra round of damage. As you can see there, she's not going to die for that round, and I got an extra hit off, so that's kind of nice. So that's one area where that's going to be useful. But another area that I found it's somewhat useful is in the Tower of Oblivion, for example. I was noticing, on this wave, for example, that my deer monster wasn't coming out. Oops, we're on skip, aren't we? That's not useful. So I was noticing that you might notice sometimes that maybe you die right before your monster comes out, and that's kind of a bummer. And so that the unbending will, if you have that enabled on your enable 5, see, she doesn't die here, and that allowed my deer monster to come out and heal her. Whereas if she would have died, and he wouldn't have come out. So that's another good way to use this. If you're noticing that your E5 unit is dying before your monster comes out to play, then you might want to throw that enable on, and or that skill, I guess, and you can see there that allowed my deer, that allowed me to live long enough for my deer to come out and heal me. So that was kind of nice. But so this other enable, the one I initially thought was the best one, it's still decent. So basically, if you have a high crit unit, then you're gonna get heals along with your crits. So that that might be better off than than extending your life for one round. You know what I mean? But obviously, if you don't have a really high crit unit, then maybe Balanced Strike isn't for you, and maybe you want to have the Unbending Will instead. So that's kind of how I'm viewing this for now. Is just that if you don't have a unit with really high crit, for example, my Valkyrie here has 30% crit, so so she really doesn't crit a whole lot. And if she's not critting a whole lot, then the Balanced Strike really isn't she's not getting a whole lot of heal out of that. And if she's not getting a whole lot of heal out of that, then we may as well just extend her life, at the end. So, if you have a high crit unit, you probably want to be using Balanced Strike, because you're going to get more out of it than you will out of this one. But this one is for units that don't crit all that often. So, anyway, just a little more info for you there. on that enable, because I have been experimenting with it a little bit. But anyway, there were some new notes here that I wanted to go over really quickly, and that is that they've added a new 100 layers to the Aspen dungeon now. So there's a death phase now after the hell phase, and they've also added another 100 levels to the Tower of Oblivion. And of course that's just to scale. Those are to scale with the E5 units basically. So that's the main thing. And they added Aspen's limited skin to the Glorious Temple, if you're interested in that. So that's basically it, everybody. That covers the events this time around. They're not really exciting, but they're there. And next week I expect it will be we'll be back to heroic summoning. So get ready for that. And other than that, I think that's about all we have to cover tonight. So I am your Colonel, signing off. Thanks for joining me this evening. And if this has been helpful, please like and subscribe and tell all your friends. And remember, as always, karma can be a bitch, but I love her so. Anyway, everybody, thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.